Hey guys, welcome to the Oracle of Lilith. My name is Amy and it's so good to have you. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I'm doing a pick a card for those of you who are struggling. I am struggling personally and I felt called to do this reading. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's so good to have you. I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel and becoming a member of my tribe. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what's up? How are you? It's always good to connect with your energy, and I truly appreciate you guys being here. Now, keep in mind this is a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I do offer personal and private readings and sessions. A link to my new website is posted in my description box below. All right, so before you see three different oracle decks, and we have three crystals here. These are going to be your psychic linking objects. The first group is going to be the tiger's eye crystal or this light oracle deck. The second group is going to be black obsidian crystal, and we have the Empaths oracle here. And the third group is going to be this citrine crystal and the wisdom oracle deck. I will insert a little video with some backing music so you guys can take a moment and kind of chill out and see which group or which groups you're drawn to. If you're drawn to more than one group, there's probably more than one message here for you. And with that said, I'll see you beautiful magical creatures on the other side. Bye guys. Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected the tiger's eye, or we're drawn to the light oracle. This is going to be your message if you're struggling. This is your message from your spirit guides, your ancestors, the universe, whatever you resonate with. And I'm feeling heartbrokenness here. This could be romantic, it could be platonic, it could be family. I just feel this lingering heartbreak here, and wow, it's really deep and it's intense. Some of you guys may be having health problems as well, because it feels like depression brought on by heartache. So let's see what the guides have for us. Group 1. All right. We have Pallades. It's hard to say, you guys. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. Now, if you are in state of heartbreak and you're hurting and you hear that double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity, some of you guys are thinking, I can't even uplift myself. How am I supposed to uplift humanity, dude? You know, how am I supposed to do this double mission? How am I supposed to do the first mission? How am I supposed to do the second mission if I can't do the first mission? I hear you. I hear you, right? Yeah, this isn't easy. We have deep replenishment, retreat, rest, be held. I just feel like I want to be held. Like I want someone to come in and hold me and tell me it's going to be okay. And here's the thing. You are that person, okay? You are the one that's going to hold you and make sure you're okay and make sure you get enough rest. Some of you guys may not be sleeping well at night. You may be woken up in the middle of the night with like anxiety, fear. You may wake up crying. I'm seeing the 9 of Swords, which is, the nightmare, trouble sleeping, anxiety card. So I get it, and anyone who's had their heart broken understands that deep heartbreak actually has a physical component. You feel the weight of it in your heart chakra because all your expectations have been destroyed. And it makes you question your own value. It makes you question, what's the point in being here if, all I do is get hurt and my heart broken? It may make you feel unlovable, rejected, and alone. And I understand this. This is a very painful place to be, especially at this time. Although this is a timeless reading, I am recording this after Thanksgiving and before Christmas, and this time alone can be a trigger because there's such expectations of everyone to be happy and happy families. And we don't talk about rough things around this time of year because we're all supposed to be spending our money that we don't have and spending time with people who we don't even talk to most of the year and reliving and revisiting our old baggage and trauma and things like that. And I encourage you this year to hold yourself in high regard and to not force yourself to have relations with people who make you feel bad about yourself. And those people who don't validate your emotions, like you give to them, but they don't give back. It's time to call those into question. And I know that's hard when you're heartbroken and you think, gee, am I going to lose everybody? Here's the thing. The universe wants you to be in a better place, a place of peace. And if the people and places around you aren't feeding you in a positive way, then it's time to kind of reassess. And sometimes that's what heartbreak brings to the table, is a time of reassessment. Because clearly, especially this is romantic, you thought things were one way and they were actually another. And there was some kind of communication breakdown or understanding breakdown. And as you become more aware of that, you see that manifest in other relationships. You begin to have those glasses on that now can see those relationships that are one-sided, the relationships that no longer serve you. Okay, let's get one more card. They gave me 2, so I'm going to take those 2. All right, we have align your life? What is not aligned or needs to change? Fair question. It's a fair question, especially when you're struggling. Because when you're struggling, if you have good connections, if you have built a life that supports you, then you'll see it. You'll see people come forward when you're hurting. And you tell them. You can't expect people to read your mind, but you'll see them come forward to be there for you. And those who don't, it's time to decide if those relationships or situations align for you. I'm not saying to cut people off. I'm saying that this is the time to be real about your relationships so that as you move forward and you heal your broken heart, you heal yourself, you can now look at relationships through new eyes and build relationships that are healing and supportive. I feel there is a thirst here for depth, like depth with someone. Someone who understands you, someone who you can talk to and will actually talk back to you. You know what I mean? Like it's an interchangeable emotion, right? Like you give, you open up. Some of you guys may have emotionally opened up to someone and it fell flat. That's a red flag. Okay, and that's hard for me to say, but it's a red flag. It's something that spirit, your subconscious even, may be calling to question, and that's why I'm seeing the Nine of Swords, because you feel something. You feel the lack of something there. Maybe you didn't get compassion. Maybe they didn't hold space for you. Maybe it felt like you were more alone in the relationship after having a deep conversation. Those are all red flags. I don't want to use the term red flag because relationships are complex. But it is time for you to pause and wonder, if I can't talk to them and get back what I need in support and emotional compassion in space, then maybe this just isn't the right person for me, be it a romantic relationship or a friend relationship. It doesn't mean it ends, after you have conversations, because what this is if you're still with somebody who broke your heart in some kind of way, it's time for you to have a conversation with them. If this person is no longer in your life, then it's time for you to have a conversation with yourself and understand how this happened. Learn from it, grow from it. But before you can do any of those things, you have to hold space for your pain. Don't distract yourself from it. Don't disassociate from it. Be in it. And listen, I know that it sucks. I know that it sucks. I'm someone who has very recently, actually, within the last year, have not been disassociating from my negative emotions. And it is not fun. I wonder if, and part of my brain, part of my mind wonders, is this really how it feels when people feel their emotions? Because it sucks. It's awful. And I get it. But I will tell you, as I have learned to hold more space for my own emotions, and you may find this to be true, that I'm able to love myself more unconditionally. I'm able to see myself from a different perspective. I'm able to give myself more grace. And I feel like, Group 1, you are badly in need of some grace. Okay. Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Okay, so it's time for you to listen to your own needs. What of your needs are not being met? How, in this moment of now, how can you love yourself? How can you parent yourself? What are some of the coping mechanisms that are healthy that you can develop? One of the most basic is writing. Just free flow writing how you feel. It doesn't matter how awful it sounds. It doesn't matter. Don't judge what you write. Just let it out. Let it out. Cry. Let it out. Because holding that in, especially a broken heart space, a broken heart, is extremely painful. And what it does is it it creates this energy within you where you want to further isolate from people, where you don't want to let people get close to you because the price for you is too high. Because I feel like group one, you're highly sensitive. You're probably empathic. You may have some psychic ability. We all have psychic ability, but you may be keenly aware of your psychic ability. All right, let's get a few more cards for you, group one. I feel like this is about love. So, and it could be, you know, family love where, you know, family members can break our hearts too. Friends can break our hearts. You know, it doesn't all have to be romantic. This focus on romantic love at times can be like unhealthy. Because when we're only pursuing romantic love, we can't see the other kinds of love sometimes we have in our life because we get so hyper-focused on that other person, on this relationship. And it's almost like we don't close ourselves off to the love we already have in our lives, but it's almost like we're so focused that we can't feel it. We can't put out those feelers and receive the love from other people. And it's time for you to have a more balanced view of love. And not give more than you get, not give of yourself to the point where you're empty, so that if expectations aren't met and the relationship doesn't work, you're not left feeling empty. You're left knowing that, hey, I stood my ground. I was my authentic self. That's all I could do. All I can do is be me, authentically me, the ugly, the beautiful, all of it. And if that person is not my person, then they won't respond well to it. Don't force things. Don't force relationships. This is one of the best lessons I personally have learned is you can't force relationships. You can't force people to meet your expectations. And people can't force you to meet theirs. You know, you can't force someone to love you. You can't force someone to be compassionate. You can't force someone to be that person for you when they're not. Okay. All right. I'm going to get this card. We have boundaries. Yes. It's time for you to examine your boundaries with people. Are you giving too much of yourself emotionally, physically? Are you saying yes when you really mean no? When people ask you if you are okay, are you saying, yeah, I'm great, I'm fine. Meantime, you're dying inside. It's time to be authentically honest. And this thing about asking how people are and expecting them just to say fine as a common courtesy is, to me, is shallow. When I ask somebody how you are, I really want to know, how are you, you know? And I feel like this is an example, perhaps, of the emotions of the thirst and hunger for depth, the hunger for meaning, the hunger for closeness to another human being, for someone to know you and not make you feel like garbage, for someone to know you and hold space for you, right? Sometimes when we open up, especially if we have trauma, and we share our story, and the person doesn't know what to say, or, you know, for whatever reason, it feels like they kind of walk away. That is really a time for us to re-examine our boundaries and re-examine our needs. And I know for some of you, opening up to another person is extremely difficult. It's like jumping a giant moat, right? And when you open up to someone and you're met with not what you expected, and expectations are dangerous things, it can make you want to pull back. And I feel that. I feel that this heartbreak, no matter what it is, has caused you to almost recoil. And I am not going to tell you to force yourself to interact. What I'm going to tell you is when you recoil, like Cancer energy here, like you recoil into your shell, you recoil into that hermit status, use that time to examine your own boundaries, to examine your own needs, your wants, and desires. Use this as a time to get to know yourself better, to heal yourself, to love yourself, to parent yourself, to be kind to yourself, all right? Because you deserve that. Okay, let's get one more card here. Okay, we have two. We have luminosity and the silver waterfall. Okay, so luminosity. I feel like this is the energy that's coming to you. all right? I feel like um, this is a sense of renewal, emotional renewal, emotional healing. We have the rainbow here and lots of shining energy. And I feel like as you begin to meet some of your own needs and hold space for yourself, I feel like you are going to be able to attract the people and places and things into your life that will feed your soul, that will make you feel good about who you are. All right? So you guys hang in there, okay? It's going to be all right. All right, group one. Okay, group one, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected the Obsidian Crystal or the Empaths Oracle, this is going to be your reading all about if you're struggling, then this is for you. So these are going to be messages from your guides, angels, ancestors, whatever you resonate with coming through for you. Now, group two, I feel like you guys are having a hard time like with survival. You may be up at night worried. I'm seeing the Nine of Swords again. I saw that for group one as well. This feels like it may be financial, about meeting your physical needs or your mental needs, emotional needs. So we're going to get into it here. Okay. All right. Let me shuffle it up one more time. All right. What's the message for group two? We know you're struggling. Ancestors saying, we know you're struggling. We know it, we see it, but we are with you. You are not alone. You may feel alone in this. You may feel, I feel fear here. Fear of what could happen. I know the world right now is crazy. The news every day, we have major stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of people losing their jobs and things like that. And it's very scary. So I understand this. You know, it's very valid how you feel. I don't want you to think or let anyone make you feel silly or like you're being dramatic because you're afraid. What's going on around us right now is really unprecedented. Usually, you know, back in the day, we didn't have like multiple big issues all the time. This has been constant for the last 3 years. There has been just absolute chaos on a daily basis, and we really haven't seen much calm. We've tried to return to normal. We've tried to keep going as we were, but the way we were won't work now, okay? And suppressing your fear leads to more fear. So sometimes we have to sit with our fear. And we have to give space to say, hey, I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I won't have enough money to make it. I'm afraid I won't be able to take care of my kids. I'm afraid I'm not going to have a job. You know, we always hear in the spiritual community about, you know, watch your words, watch how you think, watch how you feel. But we are human. And we're going to feel negative emotions. Every day isn't going to be sunshine and fucking flowers and unicorns. There's going to be times where you're depressed. There's going to be times where you're disappointed. There's going to be times where you're scared. And it's important that you don't judge yourself or allow others to judge you for the negative emotions. Those negative emotions have value. The important thing is to not allow the negativity to swallow you whole. Okay? It's okay to be afraid, but there are times that we can't let our fear paralyze us. Okay? All right, let's see what the cards have. We have cleansing, mind, body, and spirit. That's great advice for anyone, no matter what you're going through. We have awareness of cosmic influences. Okay, so yeah, there is crazy stuff going on in the universe right now. We're receiving energy that we haven't received in thousands of years. There is a star, I think it's Betelgeuse, that's going to go supernova, or it already has. We're receiving that energy, okay? The sun has some very strange kind of solar flares. We have all this weird stuff with astrology. The frequency of the planet is spiking on a daily basis, it's just a lot of energy. And these are subtle energies that we don't necessarily, when we feel them, we don't necessarily say, oh, that's what it is. It is these subtle energies that influence us on a moment by moment basis. And I think part of the human collective is becoming more sensitive to these subtle energies. Um, and it's a level of awakening when you start really paying attention to what's going on as far as like astrology, as far as the planets and the sun, the moon, and all those things. Because we truly are a part of everything. We are made of the same kinds of stuff that made up like the sun and the stars. We are connected, and quantum science has proven. I think there is a recent Nobel Prize winning scientist who has proven, this spooky action at a distance. That, in other words, and this is a very broad statement I'm making, that the thoughts you have can affect a molecule hundreds and millions of light years away. Okay. Which is odd. That's a whole other conversation, right? But we are affected by subtle energies. And then you have the everyday energies. And then you have your own energy center within your body, your vessel. What I'm going to encourage you, and what I feel Spirit is encouraging you to do when you're in this place of fear, is to listen to your vessel. When you start focusing on the fear, start focusing on how you feel. How does your vessel feel? Are you tired? What are the noises around you? Is the room bright or dark? Are you cold? Are you hot? Are you thirsty? Use the fear as an entry point to body check. And what I mean is to check your state of being. How are you? How are you doing? Sometimes when we're in a state of fear, a lot of times that can be especially if you've had trauma, something's triggered your nervous system to kind of go full tilt. And sometimes when we're in fear, we don't get those signals. Especially if you're traumatized. Many times you've learned to kind of disassociate from fear and things like that. And we disassociate from our bodies. Some of you guys may be revisiting some of the pain and fear from trauma as well that is triggered by this fear of lack. Some of you guys may have already lost your job and may be experiencing the lack and fear. And I'm not going to tell you, oh, watch your mind, because, hey, I'm there with you. I understand this fear. What I will tell you, though, is to honor yourself. Take care of you. Because no matter what happens, you have you. And so it's important that you take care of yourself. Drink some water, get some sleep, take vitamins if it's safe, get some sunshine if you're able. Do the things that nurture your soul. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're racked with fear, take a deep breath. Pay attention to what's going on in the room, the light, the sound. Ground yourself in that moment. Ground yourself. It's okay to cry. It's okay to be afraid. Connect, though. Connect with your environment. It will help you keep present. It will help you ground the energy. And a lot of times, grounded energy is much easier to understand. And for many of you, your fear is so valid. A lot of people are feeling this. A lot of people are struggling. A lot of people don't know how they're going to give their kids Christmas. A lot of people already know they're not going to be able to. And this is a time to shift our focus from things to relationships, from things to people. Things come and go. And in the end, they're left in a trash heap in some form. Relationships, time, and connections live on in our memories, in our spirit. And it may be time for the human collective to stop investing in so many material things. Not that material things are bad, because they're not. But as a society, we have hyper-focused on the get. And we haven't focused on the connection. And I feel like that is the shift that's happening. We're starting to become aware again. It's almost like a rejuvenation of our feelings of the value of human connection. Many of us learned that when we were having to kind of socially distance. But we haven't quite dealt with it. And some, after that was over, started the more materialistic pursuits. And hey, we have to eat, we have to have a house. It's good to have nice things. In balance, it's great. But when you use the pursuit of material things as a mechanism of distraction or disassociation from the fear or pain you're feeling, then you're disconnected. And what you're rooted in is something that is not foundational, because money systems ebb and flow, right? Employment ebbs and flows. Change is always certain. So if you root yourself in something that's highly changeable and that isn't something that you can necessarily rely on, because there are mechanisms outside of your job that affect your money, right? There are decisions being made about it. So it's good to shift focus onto relationships. So let's say, okay, you have come to the realization that you're not going to be able to do much for your kids for Christmas or the holidays or whatever you celebrate, Hanukkah or whatever it is. Instead of thinking about the lack of that, think about, okay, so what can I do? Well, this year I can sit down and make cookies with my kids. We can make Christmas cards out of paper to give to people. Like, we can, instead of them opening up, big presents on Christmas or getting Santa Claus, I can come up with something else to do that morning. Maybe we all make Christmas breakfast together, a holiday breakfast. Maybe we go out and, play ball, or, maybe you buy one special gift that the whole family can use. There are creative ways to maneuver around that and still have your children feel fulfilled. And let's be clear that a visit from Santa Claus doesn't meet the emotional needs of your children, okay? And, I lived much of my life trying to give my children material things, and because I was not emotionally available, to be honest. Like, I'm just telling you how it is. I'm a human being. I come from trauma. So, and that was a mechanism that I was given as a kid, like material things. And what I found is, the truth is that my kids needed emotional food. They needed to be fed emotionally. And I can't go back and do that now. But I can tell you, as I sit here, that that's my experience, that the deep emotional connections that you can have with the people you love is going to give you more a sense of stability. It's going to give you clarity, and it's going to help you look forward, okay? It may also help you see some solutions to your problems, all right? So let's get another card here. And we have shielding, protecting, grounding. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, when you get into a cycle of fear and panic about a bill or something, and it's valid, it's very valid. Okay, I get this. It's important that instead of reacting, you take a moment, breathe deeply. If you can get outside, touch a tree, feel the wind on your face, ground your energy, okay? And then bubble yourself. What I mean by that is seeing like a shield, like a bubble, whatever color. It can be yellow, it can be white, whatever, around you, around your family, and ask for clarity, and then allow it to come. Process your emotion, process the situation before you react, okay? It's very important. You will feel more in control of what's going on, because you will feel more connected to your decisions, all right? Okay. I'm going to pull some tarot from the Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. Now, this is the tarot deck that I use for money, okay? For my own money decisions, right? My own resources. And I've been guided to use this tarot deck for you guys. So I'm going to pull some cards, and let's see what comes out for you. Okay, group 2 is struggling. Feels like money. Tell us what we need to know about the situation. Okay, the 2 of Candles. We have the 4 of Candles. I'm going to get this one right here. Temperance. When I get that card, I'm always like, really? Really? Okay. Patience. Patience is a virtue, as they say. We have the page of presence, a new beginning. And you know what? I'm feeling, you know what? No, this one. Okay. And we have the Knight of Needles, which is the Knight of Swords. Okay, you guys. So I just want to say that better times are coming. Okay, I know you're like, yeah. I hear that in every tarot reading and it's not happening. Listen, okay, so we have temperance here. So you're going to have to be patient. And I also get with this card, it's good to be connected to the moment. Okay, I'm getting like to enjoy, and I got this in another reading I did pretty recently. Be in the moment, enjoy messages from your ancestors. It's really important right now that with the state of the world the way it is, that you connect with the joyful moments. And it's hard. It's hard when you're feeling lack, but people have survived these kind of things before, okay, in creative ways. And you might want to look into like some creative ways people have worked through situations where their resources have been cut. Okay, you are much stronger than what you think. And there is a new beginning here with the page of presence in money and possibility. If you've lost your job, I feel like there is one coming for you, okay? But you're going to have to pursue it with the Knight of Needles. You're going to have to go for it, okay? You're going to, I feel this, like you're going to have to put yourself out there, and there's fear of rejection. Being fearless, being courageous and brave doesn't mean you're not afraid. It means you do it anyway because you feel guided to do it. And that's what I'm getting here. Whatever your intuition is about this situation, go for it. That's what I get with this Knight of Needles. Go for it. Put everything you got into it. Believe it to be so. Understand that there is more going on in the world than what you see, and the universe is on your side. It may not feel like it, but it is. Because this situation you're going through is helping you get clarity about your life, about what's important. It's helping you redefine what's valuable and what matters. And most of us are finding our connections with people are the most valuable thing versus the material things. Although, we need food to live, we need a place to live. So there's value. We do need material things, and we should have some things we enjoy. There's no shame in that. It's okay to want to be successful. But when we get out of balance with it and we get obsessed with working, or we work ourselves to death, or we buy so many things for our kids for Christmas that it really is almost, it makes us uncomfortable, and we realize that we're doing that to cover up for the emotional things that we want to give them, but for whatever reason we're not able to because we're not in a good place with ourselves. And I feel like this is the opportunity you get right now. This is the opportunity you get to work on yourself, to love on yourself, to give truly of your time and your effort, okay, to others who matter. And it will really help you get clarity. When we connect with the people in our lives, many times we find that energy, that fearful energy, that energy of lack, levels out, and you begin to get a new perspective. And I feel like there's a new perspective coming to you through joy with the Four of Candles, which is the Four of Wands, through joy, through joyful connections, okay? You will be able to start to formulate with the Two of Wands new movement, maybe what you want to do, maybe with a new job, maybe you start seeing opportunities where there wasn't any. Maybe with money, you start to see possibilities where there wasn't any. Maybe you happen upon a sale where you're able to buy a few things for your children. Maybe it's not what you would normally do, but hey, it's something, right? Sometimes we have to shift or flick the switch from seeing everything through the eyes of lack and fear, and see what we have and the opportunities that are there through the eyes of compassion and love for ourselves. All right? Okay, group two, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you, beautiful magical creatures, next time. Bye, guys. Hey, group three, all of you that were drawn to the Citrine crystal, or you were drawn to the Wisdom Oracle deck, this is going to be your reading. A message for you if you're hurting or struggling today. So keep in mind this is a general reading, it's a general session, so just take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. All right. I'm feeling loneliness here. There's loneliness. Very lonely. Lonely in a room full of people. Rest. Just keep going here. Rest, recovery. I'm seeing the Four of Swords. I think you are not getting enough downtime. It's hard to deal with stressful situations when you're not giving yourself downtime. We have divine consciousness. Oh, look at this beautiful energy. I'm feeling a need to let go here. You got to let go. You got to let go of some of this need for control. You can't control everything about your life. Life is chaos. And I feel like rest and recovery will really help you. I know it's hard to rest when I feel like you are highly stressed about something. Could be money, could be a relationship, could be the fear of what ifs, because there's so much stuff going on right now in the world. And unfortunately, the news loves to talk about the bad stuff, and we don't really hear about the good stuff. And the truth is we're not even hearing about all the intense stuff going on in the world right now. So let's keep going here. Divine consciousness, surrender. Surrender your worry. Surrender your loneliness. Trust your journey. Trust the path you're on. Okay? It will bring you a lot of peace. This is the time of faith. Okay? Sometimes life gives us these doorways and gateways where we're allowed to build our faith. We are not allowed. We are, what is the word I'm looking for? We are encouraged to build our faith and to remember where we came from and reflect on our journey and how we got where we are. Because I guarantee you, you are much stronger and much more stable than you were, say, 3 years ago. All right? It's okay to sit back and reflect. I feel like you guys need to rest and reflect. Okay, this is a timeless reading, but this is being recorded between Thanksgiving and Christmas. And I feel like this is a really good time to reflect on your accomplishments, maybe some of the things you haven't done, maybe some of the things that you wished you would have done. It helps you align with new possibilities for the new year. I don't really believe in making like New Year's resolutions. I'm more of the person where I say reflect on where you've been so you can get clarity about where you're going. But you have to allow flexibility because the universe brings you the things that you need and want within the realm of possibility around you. Okay, miracles do happen every day, but even miracles work with what you got. Okay, and I feel like you guys need to see what you have, the resources you have, the people that you have. And I feel like you're worn out. Some of you guys are burned out and you desperately need rest. And I'm not talking about just sleep. I'm talking about the kind of rest where you get to a place of like relaxation, where you're content. You're able to enjoy like some TV shows or playing video games or reading a book. You're able to meditate better. Your vessel, I'm hearing like vessels crying out for relief, like relaxation, care, compassionate. You cannot push yourself emotionally, mentally, or physically all the time. You can't go 110 miles per hour all the time. At some point, your vessel, your ship in this dimension needs to dock, needs some work, needs a tune-up, needs to rest, needs a wash. You know what I'm saying? Upkeep. And I feel like for you guys, it's time for you to stop and take care of yourself. Get the haircut, do your nails, go for a walk, drink more water, eat some vegetables, whatever it is that you need to do. Listen to your body. I've had people ask me, how did you get out of bed after 6 years? How did you do all this stuff? I stopped. I stopped oppressing the things that I heard my body say to me. And how does your body speak? Sometimes in pain. You hear my stomach growling. I'm hungry. My body's talking. Um, your body can talk in your nervous system if you have anxiety or stress. It's time for you to figure out how you can create a sense of peace and calm. Some of you guys need a nest. Like, you need to, whatever space you have that's yours, you need to make it as comfortable and relaxing as possible. Some of you guys who have kids and a busy life, you need to make space and say, hey, I'm going to take a nap. Hey, kids, I'm going to take a nap, or I'm going to go meditate. And I'm talking about older children, of course. You guys, read this book, or you guys have quiet time. Maybe we all have quiet time. It's okay to need quiet time when your kids are 15. You still need quiet time because teenagers can be a handful, right? And you truly can't give to others or yourself until you hold space for your needs. I feel like group 3, you have needs that need to be met. You have needs that you might even not know what to call them. You just feel the lack. You feel the lack. I'm seeing like a sponge with holes in it. Like, the sponge is all together and you can wet it and it'll do its job. But if you got a giant hole in that sponge, it makes it much more difficult for it to clean a countertop because it's lacking that part where you would scrub. So it's important that we care for ourselves, and that's emotionally. Some of you guys may be feeling like beat up emotionally or mentally. You guys may be having some issues at work or with family members. And sometimes when we're in that space, we just cannot get clarity. And I have found many times when I'm in that space where just it feels like everything is coming at me and I'm highly stressed. I know it's time for me to give myself the gift of grace and the gift of peace. So sometimes, I just set aside some time to meditate or to take a nap or to draw, a quiet time where my internal world can kind of communicate to me, where I can listen. Um, your body does talk to you. If you're in pain, you need to find out why. We've normalized being in pain. Being in pain is not a normal state for the vessel. Yeah, we have, stiffness sometimes. That can be normal for people. To be honest, I don't know what's normal for the normal, healthy person because I wake up in some kind of pain daily. But don't normalize your pain. Okay. And if you have sought help for your pain or you have some kind of health issue and you're still struggling, let your doctor know. If your doctor acts like you're a burden, then get a new doctor. Okay. And I know that's easier said than done, but you're talking to somebody who has been through several doctors. Okay. It's time for you to advocate for yourself. Be it health, be it mental, be it emotional. It's okay for you to say, hey, family, I need a day off. I need a Saturday where I can go do some things for myself. I need to take care of myself. Ask someone to babysit your kids that you trust. Go to the park by yourself. Maybe you always take your kids to the park. You go to the park. Hang out. Do it for yourself. It's okay for you to do some things that other people see as selfish, especially if they feed your soul. They see it as selfish because we've been taught that self-care and doing nice things for ourselves is self-centered. And here's the deal. All each of us have really that we know of and can be certain of, and even that's in question, is ourselves, our internal world. We don't know what other people are thinking. So it's important that you care for that internal universe because it's what you have here and it filters everything else. And it's hard to truly give to another when you're in a state of stress and anxiety within yourself and you start to get confused about, what was I trying to do here? I'm confused about the situation now. You may be finding that confusion seems to be finding you right now because you're so overwhelmed. One way to help calm that down is to seek out some comfort and some good things for yourself. Okay, so retreat, rest. Some of you guys may just literally need to retreat to your bedroom, with some ice cream and your favorite movie. We have change. Yes. Change is coming for you. And it feels like a big change. It feels like a major change. Let's get into the tarot and find out. Tell me about this change that's coming for group 3. This is why you're being called to rest. Okay? This is why you're being called to connect to your divine source, yourself, whatever it is, your ancestors. Quiet, peace, stillness, meditative states, walking outside, connecting with nature, grow a plant. This is why you're being called to all these things, because they're your guides. The universe is trying to get you grounded for this change. Okay? We have the Wheel of the Year, which is the Wheel of Fortune. This is good. Okay? I'm not reading any reversals. I know it came out in reverse, but I'm not taking reversals. The Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there is a lot of good karma coming to you. All right? And, you know, I feel like some of this stress is from something you've been working on or trying to do, and it's just not going well. It may be a new job, or it may be a job you've been at a long time. It may be a business. We have the Hanged Man. All right. Okay. I'm feeling like for those of you who have been working at something, it's time for you to take a new perspective. I think it's hard to enjoy what you do when you're highly stressed. Getting calm, getting some peace, giving yourself the gift of grace is going to help usher in a powerful change in this area, okay? And it really is pivoted on this new perspective. Some of you guys need to return to enjoying what you do. And I feel like this is something you enjoyed before, but the stress of everything, the confusion, the anxiety has kind of tainted this thing that you enjoyed so much. So it's time for you to find a way, and I feel like for you guys, it's through this state of self-care and peace to reconnect with the joy of doing this thing. Okay, it will give you fulfillment. It will help you feel more fulfilled. I feel like some of you guys are not feeling fulfilled right now by what you're doing, and that's part of the stress. You may be wondering, am I doing the right thing? Is this where I should be? It's not popping off. Did I make a mistake? I thought I would love this job, and I find myself dreading going to work every day. And it's time to examine those things. Like, why do you feel that way? Is that coming from a true place, or is that coming from expectations and stress? Why did you enjoy this in the first place? Why did you want to pursue this? That is the questions being asked here. Okay, my stomach's growling, you guys. We have karma. Ooh, I'm feeling good karma. Page of Cups. Page of Cups coming in, an offer, a possibility, a new client, a new job, a new offering. And we have the Two of Swords, okay? And this is going to come from the self-reflection, okay? And taking a new perspective on your situation, all right? And it's hard when you're in the middle of stress and chaos to do that. That's why grounding and rest is so powerful, and taking care of yourself. Because once the vessel gets settled, once we're not in a constant state of anxiety, we can get clarity. And we can allow the universe to move in powerful ways and receive, because there's definitely a positive change coming for you. All right? Don't give up. Whatever you do, don't give up. Take a break, take a nap, take a rest, walk away how you can, get some time for yourself, but don't give up. Return to it. It's okay to drop something and return to it. You know, if you have a job that you're not real thrilled about, it's important that you give yourself good experiences every day. So if you don't enjoy your job anymore, it's important that you say, okay, so what can I do for myself every day that will make me have moments of happiness? Do those things, okay, as long as they're safe, sane, and consensual, all right? It will help you get clarity when you start reconnecting with some good things in your life. You know, if you have a car you enjoy driving, this is just an example, driving, get out and drive it. If you like going for bike rides, go for a bike ride every day. You know, don't wear yourself out. But you get what I'm saying here. Return to the things that bring you happiness, and it will help you reconnect with whatever this is that you began that you were happy and fulfilled with. If you were never happy with what you do, it's time for you to take a new perspective on what you do, because there's a change coming for you. And if you're in something you're not happy with, I think for you guys, it is an advantage to start going ahead and thinking about what would make you happy. What do you actually really want to do? You give yourself and your mind space to ponder the possibilities, which opens up a level of clarity about what doesn't serve you anymore and where you want to put your energy in the future. All right? Okay, group three, that's what I got for you. I hope this resonated. If it did or it didn't, please leave me a comment in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. I hope you have a most beautiful day, and I'll see you beautiful magical creatures next time. Bye, guys.